Morgan dollars, always a favorite to talk about. Challenge is always finding them, then finding them in the right grade, and then finding them in a quantity where we can chat for 7, 8, 9 minutes on a particular topic. Well, tonight, the good news is this. We got early issue omens available for the first time in months. We've talked in the past about 83, 84, 85. We talked about 98, 99, 1900, some of the other beautiful omens in the series, but we have not had an opportunity to talk about year 3 and year 4, that is 81 and 82, for quite some time. Now, the other part of this is, in all of that, now look at our price. This is the lowest we've been on 81 and 82 O's in over 6 months. That is a wonderful thing. And then look at these coins. They are gorgeous.
Beautiful uncirculated condition. Now, the New Orleans Mint started making Morgan silver dollars in 1879. They did not start in 1878 with Philadelphia, San Francisco, Carson City. They started a year later, so this is year number 3 and number 4. Mintage figure wins for the big 3. They made Philadelphia in 1881. 9 million coins. San Francisco made over 12 million coins. New Orleans wins the mintage figure race as far as rarity at just 5.7 million. 1882, same thing. They only made 6 million coins out of New Orleans that year, but they made over 9 million San Francisco's and over 11 million Philadelphia's. Wins the mintage figure race for 1882 as well.
And again, part of the history is just collecting. It's not just the last 35 years where the certification services have been out there and have assisted us with just more information. Prior to that, it was the guidebooks, the red books, etc., where you referenced. So where this coin wins the race. Chapter 1 is won by these two omens, the lowest mintage figure of the big 3 each of those 2 years. Now that we've had all this information available from NGC and PCGS, ANAX as well, we can take one extra chapter and just gather the information and then value it as we will. Now, we understand these are not certified coins. We're using this information for frequency, how often or how not is something seen in the industry. And if you look at like the 83, 84, 85, I love those 3. And you look at just NGC alone. In the last 35 years, all grades, NGC has seen 155,000, 250,000, and 244,000 as of today of those 3 omens from the middle 1880s. Well, the 2 coins right before those 2 are the 81 and the 82 we have here tonight. If you look at the population reports for what they've seen, all grades on those 2 coins, you're at 20,500 on the 81 and 22,215 on the 82.
And they all have similar mintages. They're all under those 83, 84, and 85. Oh, they're all under 10 million as well. So it's not like they have these tremendous mintage figures to have these higher populations.
So again, tonight, early issue omens, under $70 a coin. My competition's at $160 each. Now, when you normally hear us talking about omens, uncirculated, you've heard 143, 147. Well, tonight, these are 160. So everybody has a substantial higher premium placed on these early issues because of one thing. They are special. They're not seen as often. The infrequency makes them rare. And yet today, our prices, and again, the quality of coins, stunning. So part of the other thing I like to do when I look at these earlier coins is try to, let me take a step back. When we used to sell America's first silver dollar, the colonial 8 reals, part of the conversation was just to, imagine, this particular coin, was it one of the ones that Washington threw across the Potomac? Because that was the coin of the realm at that time. Well, what was happening in 1881 or in 1882? I mean, it wasn't yesterday. It was 140 years ago. It's way older than you are, Allison. And as a result, it's just something for us to look at. But when you look at the years, it's all about the Old West, right? Well, number 1, 1881, we had a president assassinated. Garfield was shot on September 19th. But then we also had later that year one of the better fabled stories of the Wild West, which was the OK Corral with Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday on October 10th. So again, that was going on exactly when that coin right there was being made.
Now in 1882, you had Jesse James was shot and killed on April 3rd of 1882. John Rockefeller formed Standard Oil. These are the events of those years. We talk, I mean, look at what we have going on now. We're on cell phones, we're going in space and all these crazy things. But these are the things that were happening when these coins were in circulation. Not that these particular two, but that was.
We are now thinking from, hey, let's go to the gas station and get gas, to maybe we go to a place and plug our car in, a transition concept that's on the table right now for how we have motorized vehicles. Back then, they were thinking of, hey, maybe we should form an oil company.
Right.
Maybe that would be a good thing for heating and or for lighting or any other type of thing. And again, the Wild West was the Wild West. I mean, up until a number of years ago, and then we're talking about recent, Americans were still considered those cowboys, right? I.e. the term for just the Wild West concept, right? Hard charging and right after it type of a situation. And two of the better stories of old come from these 2 years. I mean, Jesse James and the Younger Gang, right? Going to Northfield, Minnesota, which is a step too far. Remember that movie in World War II, A Bridge Too Far? For him, that was a bank robbery too far, right? And then you have the OK Corral, one of the more fabled stories of old. How many different movies have been made on both of those? So, sorry we got sidetracked, but it's a lot of fun talking about what's going on when this coin was actually being struck and used by these people.
Early date, New Orleans, uncirculated Morgan silver dollars. The population reports we referenced before, just 20,000, 22,000. It just goes to prove that earlier dated coins were pushed into circulation. So the coins that the grading services have seen are very low in numbers because the coins are just not out there. 83, 84, and 85, New Orleans mint, same mint, you're looking at populations of 155,000, 250,000, 240,000, etc. These coins are just not seen as frequently as the coins just the next 3 years after it. Tonight, $69.95. Each your choice. Join us with one or the other, or both, or multiples of one or the other. That's the beauty of the your choice opportunity. Both are available online, and they're not $160 like our competition. They're just $69.95. The website is avccoins.com. All you have to do is enter in those item numbers. 905-1673 get you the 1881, and 905-1999 will get you the 1882.
So let's take a quick second. Guys, we got to put that 30-second clock, put a minute clock up, please. Number of phone calls versus the number of, we're on our last roll of each of these right now, and they are stunners, as you can see. Let's recap, though, just the significance and rarity on these coins. So from the middle 80s back, 83, 84, 85, and then back into these 2 years, 81 and 82, we have under 10 million coins that are struck by the U.S. Mint every year. We know that by looking at the Red Book, etc. We do know 81 and 82 are the 2 years that it is the champion, the lowest mintage figure of the big three. Philadelphia, San Francisco, and New Orleans, where we're at 5.7 and 6.0. So it's a little bit lower than the other two. But then now, with the population reports being published, we can look at frequency. How often are coins submitted? Because if they're submitted often, that means the coins are out there, right? If they're not out there, then, well, that makes it special. 83, 84, 85, 155, 250, and 244,000 coins in the last 35 years. Which, by the way, when you look at the mintages, is give or take 1%. But then you look at these 2 years. 20,500 on the 81 and only 22,215. And that's all grades seen. So it just means special on top of special. So tonight we have them at our lowest price in a real long time. And this is the first time we've had them and as long. So we appreciate all the activity. We appreciate the phone calls. We appreciate the questions. But we do have to be moving on. This is almost sold out.